Cool. Sweet. Doop. I'm not sure. Fuck, I don't. Let's grab that. Quick. He didn't move. Well, the pup just stayed over there. Being a little cute ball. Cute little ball of sweetness. There we go. Delicious. Silly little dog. Having a little big old sigh over there. Silly little schmuck. You join your son? Not as much, so at least enjoying some of the sun beaming down on him. It's like an ant. Little sweet thing. He's just so adorable. Just a ridiculous little fluff ball. Here, oh. Boo boo. What you doing over there? That's what you're doing. Closing yourself off in the laundry room. Fucking goofball. Man, what a silly thing. Coffee. You really want to fuck around, fly? Come on, land over here. Bitch. I was hoping the little fucker would get over here, but nope. Little jerk. Come here and face your death. Make sure it's yep. Yeah, it should be good. Just didn't want to have like some burning kernels, you know, fall in that garbage can. That would not be good. But it should be alright. Oh, fuck me. Hey, headphones, quit playing. Man, these barely moved. Serious? Be over there and don't fucking do your stupid thing, Jesus. Immediately did it. Wow. Fucking kidding me. Oi. Goddamn. Oh. Alright, now it shouldn't be connecting. Piece of shit. Gimme shelter. Yeah, just give me some coffee. I shall shelter myself with coffee beans. Give me a coffee, for I'll be a coffee man. Ramen coffee. Only cause it tastes good, dude. I don't give, like, this shit about, like, you know, what it comes to, like, you know, something that tastes good or not. If it tastes good, it tastes good. Like, maybe Starbucks and, you know, all these other, like, coffee brands, maybe they should, like, you know, fucking, you know, get good. Get better. Besides, nothing screams masculinity than, like, you know, being a barista. So if Trumpstick was made of coffee, I mean, wouldn't that kill him if I ate it? Like, literally, I wouldn't, like, yeah, I would probably, like, you know, rip it off and then just eat it. Just have it, like, Starbucks isn't bad. I mean, sure. I mean, that's because what? That's what I used to get. But then I saw these, I was like, huh, these seem interesting. So I tried them, and I was like, yeah, they're pretty good. So I just drank these. Because honestly, they taste better. I mean, I already know I'm gonna forever be, like, poked at, you know, for the chug coffee thing, but whatever. I mean, frankly, I compensate this a lot with, like, you know, buying various different things from, like, you know, lefties and progressive base, you know, like, businesses and shit. Dirty uncle either. I saw that. I was real. Fuck. Hold on. Fuck. But yeah, I saw that, and at some point we'll check it out. Cause yeah, that shit is literally insane. I'd be on a power trip with Colt at that age. Well, the thing is, I don't really know if that would totally be like the case. I mean, kid's gonna go through a lot of like, you know, different changes and stuff, you know, growing up and stuff and shit. It's gonna be fucked up. Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I saw like a comment that was referring to this like kid band called Prussia Blue. That was basically like a Nazi American like kid band or whatever the fuck, and all the girls of that, you know, when they grew up, basically totally disavowed their parents and that whole thing that they were doing and shit, because they're basically forced to by their parents. They didn't really have a choice. And I strongly feel like her mom is really pulling the strings of all that. I don't really think it's actually her. I mean, she's definitely a vocal point, but that's just because she's used as a prop. And, well, funny enough, groomed into being a cult. So, you know, like, I just kind of feel like, you know, she's gonna realize that shit and, you know, basically get the fuck out of Dodge. Which I wouldn't really necessarily be surprised if that was generally what happens. But either way, yeah, she's certainly gonna be a little fucked up. I mean, she's certainly ain't growing up with a childhood as much anymore, so that's for sure. Yeah. See what other little things we can pull up outside of that clip. Because there's a couple things. Here we go. Oh. This depends on how much power she really has and how much is vested in her mom. Well, the thing is, like, her mom's gonna be the one, like I said, pretty much being the predominant person who's, you know, like, running the show. I mean, you know, like, from what I, you know, reading into it, or at least, you know, listening, you know, the video and stuff, like, I mean, that's just what it seems like. I mean, it's still fucked up, like, she, you know, should be taken away, you know, like, via CPS, and, like, you know, dobbed off to, like, you know, either, you know, family members who are actually sane and reasonable and responsible, or, like, you know, to, like, you know, parents that actually do give a shit. Or maybe, like, a friend or something like that. You know, from school or something. I mean, I don't know. Like, she certainly needs to, like, you know, be broken away from that fucking environment. But either way, like, I mean, I kind of feel like it would go, like, one of two ways. Like, either she is just so ingrained and indoctrinated into it where, yeah, she is pretty much literally too far gone because of, like, being raised in it. Or she, like, breaks away from it, but because of the trauma and being fucked up from that, ends up getting, like, you know, like, obviously a very rough upbringing from it. So either way, the results aren't necessarily good. Just give me 26 paint. No. Hell no. I'll put you over my knees, give you traditional birthday present. Dude, fucking no. That's why you were never invited back to birthday parties. Okay, this fucking mine. This fucking dog. Why do you lock yourself in here? Oh my god. Why are you always in here? Oh, you are knocked the fuck out. Oh my god. He's a fucking croissant just laying in there. A fucking croissant laying in there, dude. What a goof. He just closed the door again. It's like, fuck you, I want this door closed. Oh my god, what a silly dog, dude. What a silly little thing. You wanna fly back here, bitch? Where'd it go? Man, that motherfucker. Your favorite vape is $50 a disposable. 4 milliliters worth of light compared to the usual 1 mil. So I at least get more bang for the buck. That's good. Man, this weed is like seriously stony weed. Jesus Christ. Want something to energize me. Caffeine is conflicting with this chill vibe. This lasted 2 weeks. Oh, you fucker. Come on, fucker. Man, it's a bitch. Come back now? Come on. This fucker really wants to play right now. Alright, just fucking heard it around here. Where is it? Man, this fucking flimsy ass shit. Come on, bitch. Fuck you. Man, this shit is just so fucking weak for metal, dude. Ugh. No one seems to disbelieve this. I know it's not putting my income in jeopardy. Well, yeah, it seems like that doctor seems kind of dumb. Like, what, have they not seen, like, see how someone's autistic before? I'm just, like, sitting here waiting for this fucking fly, because it really wants to fuck with me right now. As soon as I put this down, this fucker's coming back. Oh, yep, of course. But it's doing super fast buzzes. Now it's really buzzing around. But now I'm hearing it again. Ah, okay, this is really driving me nuts. Oh, fuck, there you are, you bastard. Come on, get back over here, yeah. You fuck! Do you feel older now? Honestly, it does not really feel much different. Besides just, eh. Where the fuck is this bastard, dude? Let's go have that set right here. Fuck it. Piece of shit. Piece of shit ass fucking fly. Boo. Man. Fucking really hating these bastards. There was also like a fat one a couple days ago that was like really slow moving and shit. And like straight up, like he jumped, took like kind of a swipe of his mouth with it, and it fucked it up enough to where it fell, and he just like dive bombed at it and just ate that bitch. I mean, it was kind of gross, but I mean, it was just such a good boy moment. It's like, I guess he can handle slower flies, but not these fast fuckers. You know what? I see it up there. You know, I see it up there. Fuck your ass. Alright, now where's the other one? There you are. Now the other one's back over here. Ah, this motherfucker. Come on, fly back over here. Man, I see it all the way over there. And it does not want to come back. This fuck. Ugh. Man. Fuck these hoes. Fucking shitty asshole flies. Oh yeah, fucking yeah. And I feel like I never win with these fuckers. That's the worst thing about it. If I ever want to get 2 or 3, just usurp its place to buzz around my face. And you can imagine, the frustration that must be. There. Change preference to no children, and since it's been outside the stream of childless women. I do want to bring some else, also, so maybe we can share one sometime. Oh my fucking god. I'd like to check something out, but you being a fucking annoyance, you little fly, makes it really hard. Distracting ass bitch. I don't know, use me into gayness. It ain't that hard. No pun intended. No pun intended. But it ain't that hard. Come on. It's pretty scary though. What's so fucking scary about it? It ain't scary. Like, how? What, you think you're gonna hurt yourself or something? Everything? Everything? Yes? Oh my god. It's not that, but there's nothing wrong with it, or there's nothing to be scared of, frankly. I mean, like, my dude, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. I mean, numero uno. There's no such thing as never enough lube. Or too much lube. It's like, no, there's no such thing. So, when it comes to that, I mean, there you go. When in doubt. Yeah, it's like that funny.
It's really, really fun to me. I enjoy this.
Well, yeah, you gotta lube that shit, you know what I mean? You can't just, like, just go in raw.
So there's this guy named Walter Masterson. He's a comedian. He went to, basically, a Trump rally, and he spoke to these...
yeah, that's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Rally goers, these Trump supporters, and this is, I mean, I don't know if it's possible to troll somebody in a better way. I mean, this was super efficient. It was super substantive. It was funny. Here, I'm gonna stop burying the lead. Let's play the video, and you'll see what he's getting at here.
I'm happy right now because I haven't seen near as many rainbow flags and rubbish as we've seen last year.
They're making the kids wear these flags and these hats.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, don't make the kids wear these flags and these hats and make it their entire personality.
Flags, hats, all this other shit.
Absolutely.
They make it their whole identity. They've got the shirts, they've got the flags, they got the hats, they got the shirts. It's like it's their whole personality. You got these people with these flags, they're waving it in our faces.
Right. I don't care if you're gay.
Like, just don't wave this flag in my face. These flags everywhere that they wave around in everyone's face. It's become their entire personality. Yeah, absolutely. You have these...
Absolutely. I'm not going to be using any self-awareness and being like, oh yeah, we all have a bunch of hats and flags in people's faces too. Oops.
People with their flags and their hats that they wave around in everyone's faces, and it's become their entire personality.
I live in a place where everybody is gay. You
can't say gay, it's Florida.
Oh. Dizzy.
You should have seen how it looked me trying to just get on a flight to get down here with a MAGA hat on. They treated me like I was Osama bin Laden.
It's become...
Osama bin Laden, dude. Oh my god. Bullshit.
To be open about your identity nowadays. Right?
Yeah, people just need to speak up. They need to say what they believe. I'm a straight male as well.
You're a straight white male.
And I'm proud of that.
You should see my truck. I can't see out my back window because I got so many bumper stickers. Just on the...
Oh my god, that's so sad. Like, oh my god, that's pathetic. Like, that's actually probably not exactly totally legal either. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you need to at least be able to see out of your rear view. Like, you know, in the rear window. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, and also, there's nothing wrong with having a couple bumper stickers and stuff, but when you literally have, like, you know, made a collage art of, like, your back of your car, you've gone way too fucking far, dude. Way too far. Like, having a few, like, you know, I would say, like, at most, like, 5, you know, like, maximum. Unless, you know, you got, like, some random miscellaneous ones or something like that. But if we're talking, like, you know, more, like commentary or, like, more politically ones, maximum 5. Beyond that, you're really pushing it. Even then, 5, you're pushing it. I mean, you know, have a few joke ones in there, a few, like, miscellaneous ones. But also, don't make it, like, some red collage art graffiti nightmare.
Here Sunday, I got nothing to do. I put my flags out and I ride through town to remind everybody.
I can't wear a mag.
Wow, like, you also drive around town like a fucking idiot, like, because you have nothing better to do? Dude, that's just...
In some places, because, you know, some people don't like that identity. Can you imagine, like, going someplace and being attacked just for your identity? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. That's why I'm gonna do that right now here, you know, when I see some queer people walking down the street. But yeah, that's crazy, man.
I guess.
Fuck.
Oh my god, that was so brilliant. Oh, that was great. So obviously...
What? Oh my fucking god, these goddamn headphones. Stop it.
The couples...
Okay.
The joke is, I gotta play my favorite part one more time. As he's talking about, they got their hats, they got their flags, and then there's like... The couple's kid is literally standing there with his hat on and holding the flags. It's Israeli flags. Look, hold on.
They're making the kids wear these flags and these hats. Yes. Right? And it's like...
They're making the kid wear these flags and these hats, and their kid is standing there with a...
With a MAGA hat and some flags. Israeli flags, dude.
And the Israeli flag in his hand.
But don't make the kids wear these flags and these hats and make it their entire personality. No.
Absolutely.
Even though that's why we're doing it with our child, because it's okay when we do it.
I can't do it, man. I can't. There's this thing that some people have in their brain, and other people don't have it in their brain. Maybe it's genetic or something, but like some people are just incapable of even conceptually understanding their own hypocrisy. They just think hypocrisy is not a thing because I'm me, so I'm above the rules. But he's like rubbing it in their face, how hypocritical they are, and they're just like, I don't see it. Nope. When I do the hat, when I have the flag, when I'm obnoxious, when I rub this in everybody's face.
Dude, honestly, it just shows how much of a master troll Walter Masterson really is. That's why I love him, honestly. Dude's so good. Like, I mean, he's so subtle, and, you know, like, at times, like that, and they just never notice, and then sometimes he'll be even more overt, and even then they don't. Usually it takes some other weirdo or some other passerby, you know, to, like, come by and be like, hey, you know, like, this person's kind of fucking with you or something. Like, it literally takes somebody else to come in and remind them and actually show them and, like, guide their fucking little dumbass hands. And then that's when they're like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. There's when I stream. What? No, I don't. I'm at work and have other things I'm doing.
That's just me being true to who I am. But a gay person doing the same thing, no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And by the way, let's be clear. There is a difference, right?
And I was fucking sleeping.
For gay people,
from the last time. Good lord.
Because that's just who they are.
I slept most of the day.
Inherently, I think it is born that way, and that's where, you know, their sexuality comes from, their sexual orientation, etc. For these guys, your politics are a choice. Your politics, you actively sign up for. You're not born a MAGA supporter, a Trump supporter, a right-winger, etc. These are things you have to come to. And so, since it's a choice, that's a little different than somebody celebrating just who they are because it's by their very nature. There's nothing by your very nature that makes you a Trump supporter or not. So, in other words, my point is, it is more obnoxious to do this the way the Trump supporters do it. You know, and like, what am I supposed to be out there wearing like an FDR shirt or a Bernie shirt or like a Noam Chomsky shirt or waving the hammer and sickle or something? It's like, no.
Yeah, you should do it, Kyle.
That would be, I mean, kind of keep it real. That'd be kind of obnoxious, right?
No, you won't. That would be based.
So it's just
Base Kyle.
just with these Trump supporters with their hats, it's like, oh, I'm not saying it should be banned. They have every right to do it, but it's just hilarious that they view it as an imposition.
And I was born with a MAGA hat in his hand. Tipped it off to the Lord once he was born to the gray holy light earth.
And arrogant and obnoxious when gay people have like a gay pride parade, but when they're doing it on a regular basis at a Trump event or
Make
whatever,
that a fucking country song,
a
dude.
gathering of theirs, they think it's like, what do you mean? This is just us being loud and proud and true about who we are. But gay people shouldn't do that, but we're gonna do that, and it's great when we do it, it's bad when they do it. Great when we do it, bad when they do it. Oh, that was so beautiful. He trolled them so well. This is top-notch trolling. I give this guy an A+. Phenomenal stuff. Hey,
Because it's Walter Baston. He deserves A+. Great A troll. Top tier shit. Love it. Want more of it. Forever and ever. Because it's just amazing. Dude's so good. Here. Go check out that. Whatchamacallit, Oh, I'll see, the thing ready to go for the onion nuggets. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Have that shit around again now. Hell yeah. Bang down, bang down. Bang down, bang down. Bang down, bang down. 11 2 hours. Bang down, bang down. Bang down, bang down. Alright, now where was that other thing? There he is. He should be arrested for treason at this point. 94 charges. I mean, no shit. I mean, he should, frankly, be hanged, as far as I care. I mean, you know, but, you know, unfortunately, we won't be able to have those outcomes. I mean, it's just like, I do think he would be arrested, and, you know, I just don't know if he's actually going to go to prison, or if he's going to be on house arrest, or what. I know this much. We're going to get mug shots. We are certainly getting those. And it's gonna be fucking amazing. There. Oh, this fucking hoe, I heard you. Come on back, bitch. Let's go, bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Where'd you go? Wait, you're just gonna do a little flyby and that's it? Motherfucker. He did everything right, and we indicted him.
It is almost 12:29.
Don't say police do a little brutality on him, but I assume they won't touch a hair on his head. Yeah, they won't. I wish they, you know, he would just kind of go and kicking and screaming and, you know, have police tase him or something.
Any minute now, the big reveal.
RFK or JFK Jr. will randomly appear.
Crowd is
Dude, how much you want to bet, like, you know, some random person here in Dallas was just like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna do my typical work commute, probably doesn't know anything about this shit or gives a fuck about politics, and they just drive down this road and they're like, what the fuck? And they just see all these people. Dude, imagine just like some rando just like driving by and they see this, just not knowing what the hell's going on.
ready to go.
I love how those lemmings were there for straight days. How much you want to bet still to this day there's at least like one or two of them still hanging out there, waiting.
Footage captured by journalist Steve Monticelli in November of 2021, and that large crowd that you saw...
Was it really that long ago? Jesus Christ.
...comprised of QAnon cult followers who gathered in Dallas, Texas to witness the return of JFK Jr., who would then announce a joint 2024 presidential run with Donald Trump and reveal that he's been alive this whole time. However, he never showed up because, to the chagrin of these idiots, he actually did die all the way back in 1999. But the individual was...
Yeah, shocker. I mean, who's going to be surprised with that?
Responsible for that particular lie is QAnon leader Michael Protzman, and as Vice News reports...
Oh my god, what the fuck type of hat is he? Oh my god, he's literally doing like the tinfoil hat thing. Only, dude, you know how, like, you know, some conspiracy theorists, stereotypes, you know, they'll have it, like, you know, TV shows or, like, animations? Like, I mean, they, like, sometimes they'll have, like, you know, the conspiracy nut have, like, a weird little, like, fucking strainer or some shit on their head. This guy literally did it. Like, oh my god.
When his prophecy didn't happen, Protzman's conspiracy simply changed, and over the next 18 months, he would alter and change his predictions to suit his needs and keep his followers on board. Ultimately, he claimed that he was in direct contact with former President Donald Trump, and that Trump was in fact JFK Jr. in disguise. Sounds legit. Now, that individual, Michael Protzman, who spread that lie and continued to lie, died. Vaccine? No, but seriously, he died. He died on June 30th in a motocross accident, and his followers are taking it about as well as you'd expect. Vice News...
He didn't actually die. It's all part of the plan.
...reports Shelley Mullinex, who was one of Protzman's earliest followers but had a falling out with him and other members of the group last year, remains convinced of the conspiracies Protzman concocted about JFK. She believes his death is all part of the plan. If that was the plan that God had for him, I know that everything is going to be revealed soon.
I love how in Christianity they're always about, like, things will be revealed to all of us, and, like, Jesus come, like, everything is always, like, in this relative term of just, like, soon, or anytime, or, like, in our lifetime. It's always going to be, like, soon. It's, like, to be announced, basically. It's just, like, I mean, it's always this. There's never, like, concrete date or anything. That's honestly why, like, usually with a lot of these predictions or weird things and claims that they make, like, they usually try to avoid having a specific date because it's a lot easier to try to, you know, make these weird conspiracies and shit. And at least, you know, like, have this assumption that things are going to be revealed or whatever the fuck.
Told Vice News on Wednesday. Molnitz said that in recent days, someone in her group claimed Protzman was taken out, but she dismissed that. She doesn't want any conspiracy theories, folks. She did, however, claim that the person who died was in fact one version of Michael Protzman, the evil version, and that the good Michael Protzman, who is in fact JFK Jr. in a mask, is still alive and well. Holy shit.
Jesus, what the... Whoa, what? So, he's not actually dead, he's JFK Jr. in a mask? Whoa. What the fuck? Man, this shit gets... Dude, what? These motherfuckers get crazier and crazier as the day goes on, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Several family members of Protzman's followers, and all said that their loved ones have dismissed the news of Protzman's death as fake. In another Telegram channel populated with Protzman's followers, one admin wrote that they would be removing all posts regarding his death until we have absolute verification. Yeah, so as you can see, they had some very normal reactions to his death. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, here's your verification.
Yeah, it's a public data death statute thing. Yeah, seems about, you know, concrete as you can get.
It's the death certificate. He's gone. Don't shoot the messenger. He died. It's real. Now, I know that they're just going to say it's fake, but perhaps maybe that will give some of them some closure. But the reason why we're talking about this is not to discuss Protzman or his legacy, but really what happened after he died. And it's only been a little more than a month, but his death created this power vacuum, and one individual stepped up and tried to encourage his followers to follow them instead. But it doesn't necessarily seem like they are taking to that particular person. But unbeknownst to a lot of these individuals who want to be the new leader, well, before his death, he actually trained a successor. And that individual has since stepped up to take his place, and his new followers, or his old followers, I should say, have been receptive to this new leader. And that's troubling because this new leader is literally a 13-year-old girl.
Which, I mean, yeah, she definitely looks like the brightest bulb in the batch, you know what I mean?
Tiny.
I'm just gonna be fucking honest with that one.
Teflon. And as Vice News reports, according to multiple live chats on Telegram reviewed by Vice News, Protzman appears to have...
Okay, I just had a really bad joke. More like tiny dumb blonde. Yeah, well, I already said it, so it's out there now. But I mean, it's just like, for fuck's sake, though, it's a little too easy.
The girl as his protege, hosting her on his live chats on Telegram, where he had tens of thousands of followers. As a sign of her growing position within the group, Tiny Teflon was made an administrator of Protzman's main Telegram channel, though she posted very little over the last 6 months. However, since his death, the teenager has reemerged as a leading voice in the group. In late July, she showed up at a Trump rally in Erie, Pennsylvania, where she was photographed with multiple members of the JFK group. Then she began to post again in the Negative 48 channel, as well as posting her decodes on August 1st. She shared a link to her new channel called ABC123. The channel's description says it will contain Tiny Teflon's decodes, research, and much more. And in all caps adds channel monitored by adult. The description doesn't mention who the adult is, but it...
Channel monitored by adult. Which, like, this kind of implies that I think it's just a mom that's running the show with this type of shit, but it's just making the kid the prop and the public figure, face of it all.
Her mother, a Protzman devotee who has an account on Telegram as Teflon Dawn. Using this account, she has promoted her daughter's work, as well as celebrating her birthday with a message posted in the main Negative 48 channel last year. During one live chat, Tiny Teflon went into more detail about how she would use her position to recruit more children into the cult. Great. Now...
Oh, I wonder what that sounds like. Could it be grooming? Oh wait, don't want to talk about that because that that's not doesn't have anything to do with gays or drag queens, so it doesn't count.
I'm gonna pause right there because it's one thing to make fun of the adults who believe this silly conspiracy, but when I see a child engage in this and participate in this, I just feel profound sadness for them. This 13-year-old girl is absolutely blameless, but her mother...
Watch QAnon become more and more focused on Barbie. I mean, they already kind of are to an extent. They already, to a certain degree, think it's just, some sort of, woke, thing, even though it really isn't that much. I mean, I guess, it is a little bit, but not really to the degree they fucking think it is, because they always think it's, some extreme when it ain't.
Feel terrible for brainwashing her daughter into this unhinged political cult, but she doesn't view it that way, right? As outsiders, we can see that this is her brainwashing her child and getting her to participate in a cult, but she sees this as her daughter just being brought into what she believes is the truth. And the truth...
More of a criticism of capitalism. And kind of like the idea of just kind of strict hierarchical, normativity, too. I mean, because it just painted it in pretty much the opposite of, what is, traditional in the real world. And obviously, being the Barbie world, basically. I mean, but yeah, you're all right. There was, a certain level of critique to that, too. I mean, I had a few different, commentaries going on, but nothing that I would argue is, hyper woke by any metric, really.
Thing that she's ever encountered. And what makes matters even worse is that the adults who followed Protzman, as I referenced earlier, well, they're now following this child and they're encouraging her to be the new QAnon leader. in place of Protzman. Vice continues, at the end of the chat, one of the listeners effusively praised Tiny Teflon. Quote, I think you inspire many, many adults and children, so thank you very much. We appreciate you, love you so much, said one. Another added, it was a pleasure listening to you, and I hope my little girl can start listening to you and go from there. One listener responded to Tiny's plan about including more children, saying, I think that's awesome because my daughter will be watching you, so I'm sure we'll be following you. Seconds later, her daughter also spoke on the live chat. Thank you, you did so good stuff, and I definitely can't wait to hear more of you, the girl said. Yeah, so this is fucked up on so many...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that girl was like, you know, be like, all right, now write that out. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the kids, you know, like, are being forced by their parents with a lot of this shit, because that's just what it is. Like, the parents, you know, are grooming them into this weird fucking cult. I mean, that's just what's happening. I mean, it's just very typical of, like, you know, this type of cult behavior. I mean, it's not exactly abnormal by any fucking metric. And, I mean, and of course, I mean, it's just another level of massive projection when it comes to this whole rumor narrative, to be fucking frank. Because they don't want to, like, look at the actual reflection in the mirror of them being the main arbiters of, like, of legit grooming that happens to children. Whether it's due to these cults or due to a lot of, like, you know, the religious organizations and the churches or whatever the fuck.
I mean, these kids are going to deal with lifelong trauma when they inevitably escape this cult, and I feel really bad for them. And I also feel bad for the family members of these cult members, because this cult has ruined lives. Like, as much as we make fun of the QAnon adherents and talk about how silly the things that they believe are, the sad part is that the people around them, I mean, they've been abandoned, right? These people abandoned their families. They've emptied out their bank accounts, all in pursuit of this cult. And now they are following a literal child in pursuit of what they believe to be the truth, where they look at movies and pop culture and they try to decode it to get messages and create these prophecies. It's just...
I mean, doesn't it really say something? Isn't it kind of fucking telling that they're willing to, like, listen to a kid and, like, follow a child, you know, considering that these are, like... a lot of well-aged adults and seniors and shit that are, you know, following this kid. It's more telling on their fucking mentality and their cognitive abilities, which shows that they're like, you know, basically just like the equivalent of a Pop-Tart.
Bizarre, but it's not a new phenomenon, and QAnon has been around since 2017. But Vice researcher David Gilbert explains how their popularity exploded, and spoiler alert, the pandemic had a lot to do with it.
Everyone gets to be the hero, decoding all the new Q drops and comparing notes with their new Q friends.
It kind of creates this community effect among believers. And that's why the pandemic was so key, is because people were stuck at home, they couldn't meet people. So they were on Facebook meeting in all these groups of like-minded people, and they felt, oh, QAnon is this community, and they all solved the clues together, and, you know, they're in on a secret that no one else knows about.
Sort of reminds me of, like, the Da Vinci Code or National Treasure or these adventure movies where protagonists are able to see beyond, I guess, the, like, veil of reality to see clues and piece together something that everyone else wants to suppress.
Yeah,
honestly, that's, like, you know, something that, like, was partly touched with that, like, conspiracy, like, thing that we were looking at from last night, in between all the stun locking and shit. But, like, because there's, like, one chick who literally thought, like, the Marvel movies and stuff were literally real. And you know what, like, these QAnon weirdos pretty much think the same thing, but when it comes to shit like National Treasure or, like, the Da Vinci Code or something, like, I mean, they think there's, like, you know, the equivalent of that. I mean, essentially.
That's how it has been structured by whoever's...
They just think fiction's reality.
People are, you know, people want, I guess, excitement in their lives, for want of a better word. So if they think that they're seeing beyond, like, what everyone else is seeing, that's exciting. They're in on the secret.
So when you combine the thrill of discovering the truth with a real sense of community, and you start to make friendships, then, I mean, you understand why Q cultists become so entrenched in this cult. It's like they're solving puzzles together or doing some sort of an escape room together, right? So it's sad, and it's still going on, right? It doesn't matter that prophecy after prophecy did not come to fruition. They still believe it. right? Because this has become a lifestyle to them. And so it doesn't matter if somebody makes a prediction based on the things that they've decoded and that doesn't bear out. What matters is that this is giving them a sense of identity and purpose. And because of that, it makes it that much more difficult to want to leave in the first place. Because if this is all you have, if you've driven away your family and this is your life, then you really have no incentive
We are your family now.
to leave. And it's just, you're kind of stuck in this hole that you've dug for yourself, and getting out is impossible, and you don't want to get out. So I mean, yeah.
I mean, honestly, arguably, especially in the history books, this will probably be seen as like one of the biggest cults in U.S. history. Or at least in international history, because, like, isn't this shit international, too? Like, aren't there, like, Q followers and shit in places, like, in Europe, too? Like, I mean, doesn't it have, like, at least a little bit of a spread there as well? I mean, like, it will definitely be known as, like, one of the more bigger cults, you know, to exist. Especially so spontaneously, yeah, as well.
Can you say?
It wasn't something that just, like, slowly built up over time. You know, it was, like, something that, like, kind of just, like, snapped pretty quick into fruition. Like, it was, like, a couple years in the making when it happened.
Still around, and at least one prominent subsection of this cult is now led by a 13-year-old child. Lord help us.
Lord help us on our globe. Mom, everywhere I look.
Everywhere there's globe.
Yeah.
See them all the time. I mean,
Oh, we're just gonna let Satchel play it. I love this.
My children are about Mama, globe, 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 globe. I turn on TV,
Mama.
there's globe in the background. Every TV show, news media,
Globe, globe, globe.
globe, globe. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Those globes. Dude, I fucking love Mike's outros, dude. They're always fucking bangers. That one's probably my favorite. The Globe. I hope he just simply calls that one The Globe. Mama, why the globes everywhere I look? You see them on TV, you see them in, you know, the schools, you see them everywhere. Globe, globe, globe. Why? Why? See this desk? I would have a globe here if I was a normal person. I can't believe she said that too. If I was a normal person. It's like, a little too honest there, lady. Because, yeah, you're not exactly normal. Oh, my lord. Wow, YouTube. Thanks. Yeah, thank you for letting me know about that. Ay. Man, I just hate how, like, you know, some of these motherfuckers, you know, are just, like, so childishly brain rotten that they basically are being led by a kid. I mean, oh, here's something cool. At 69 Woodstock, music, Iron Fair marked a pinnacle of the counterculture era. Oh, shit. 3-day festival was entertained, brain soaked, Plainfield rock roll, featuring also kind of cute. And here's number 69. Here's Babies of Woodstock. Oh, look at that little kid. Look at all these woke parents with their damn kids. How dare they? I'm not gonna lie, she looks kind of stoned. She looked like she had a few edibles. That's cool. I mean, I kind of figured, obviously, you know, with such a big festival like that, there definitely had to been kids. I mean, honestly, you know, they're probably too young to remember any of it, but hey, that's still cool. At least they had some badass parents. Well, I mean, well, hopefully they stayed pretty consistent or consistently badass. But, I mean, you know, some of them, you know, kind of went the right-wing route. So, hopefully not, you know, not all of them. And hopefully those kids got the parents that were cool and stayed consistent with that. Man, it'd be a really cool time to honestly live in that, you know, era and shit. you know, like being out in Woodstock and stuff. That would have been like a really cool thing to experience. Yeah, let's see what other little things are going on for today. Let's see what other stuff is going on today. And there seems like a few things, but a lot of them are like long form videos. It's like, oh my god. It's like I don't got time for them long form vids. Boo. Man, it sounds like there was like some random bullshit going on, so what in the fuck? What's going on? Oh, here's something from the National. Leaked Ron DeSantis to surrender to Trump. Oh my god. Wow. He's doing so bad that they're pressuring, like, his donors and some of his, like, inside supporters or shit are actually trying to convince him to just, like, back off from Trump. Oh my fucking god, dude. His campaign is such a fucking train wreck. Frankly, I'm glad, in a way, because the idea of him potentially being president is legit kind of worse in my mind. Because he's a legit competent fascist, not, like, incompetent fucking dipshit like fucking Trumpet. Oh, you fuck. You know, so... And plus, Trump's got, like, a lot of... Ooh, nice, I finally got your ass. But, like, you know, fucking, like, Trump's got a lot of this fucking baggage going on, and... You know, and frankly, I think with all that going on, especially to, like, the normie voter base, I don't see that working. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as it... Oh, you, what the fuck? Would you come back, or are you another one? You... Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, almost got you. This fucking piece of shit. Oh, okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get back here. Come on, bastard. Wait, am I hearing another one up here? Oh my god, they're invading. There's more of them. At least I got one of them, but holy shit. See what I mean? Got one, and now there's like 2 or 3 that came back. What the fuck, dude? I can never get rid of them. There's me.
Republican candidate.
Oh. So.
Ron DeSantis is now doing so terribly that even his own allies, and we're talking big donors here, are advising him to defend Donald Trump at next week's debate. So, in this video, I'm going to get to that leaked memo and the other points that it makes. I'm also going to get to why it leaked, which I find to be pretty interesting, as well as, in a second here, some polling on where the race currently sits, and I'll also get to a video of what Trump has recently said about Ron DeSantis in the midst of this news about him now having to defend Trump.
Oh boy.
And I'll also get to what Trump is saying about this whole debate that's happening next week. But first here is the polling from 538, with Trump, of course, currently sitting...
Sitting pretty comfortably. Oh my god, look at this, dude, like... Basically since, so February, March, basically since the very end of March to April, like, he tanked to shit. And I think I kind of remember, like, some of that. I think it was when he first started trying to make his, like, campaign rounds and stuff. And then, obviously, it just kind of tanked from there. And then, of course, especially recently, like, I know, like, around tiers, especially when that neo-Nazi campaign out on Twitter was, you know, pushed and shit like that, like, So his support is pretty much like tanked down to basically the equivalent of like just the neo-Nazis and the GOP that are just supporting him. I guess there's one poll that apparently has him like boop way up there. I guess for some reason. But I'm actually kind of curious which one that would be, to be fucking frank. But yeah, like for the most part though, yeah, outside of I guess that one random outlier, like he's tanked.
In the lead,
would do well. I mean, the thing is, this does bear out though, right? I mean, there was a time where he actually kind of was. Because this is around the time where he didn't really start doing any campaigning yet at all. And then once he started to do that, that's when you start seeing these shifts. And ever since then, once he campaigned more and more, it just kept declining. And now he's at the equivalent of like all these other dipshits down here. So it's just like, I mean, there was a point where he actually, it was actually competitive. I mean, honestly, I mean, so, I mean, I can believe it, especially right here. I mean, certainly, like it certainly was a time where that actually was the case, I think. And ever since he actually started to campaign and really show his true uncharismatical dipshit color, like I'd argue it's like more uncharismatic and it's more of a failure of a campaign than like Kamala's, dude. Like he's like the Republicans' Kamala Harris, honestly, if you think about it. Which that is not an achievement anyone should have.
4.1%. It is not even close. DeSantis still way down in second at 15.7%, sitting about roughly in the same place for the last couple weeks. And then in third place is Vivek Ramaswamy, who has, I guess, surged a bit since announcing. I feel like he's going to face...
I feel like Ramaswamy just kind of stole some of DeSantis' support and... and that's pretty much about it. Like, I think whoever used to support DeSantis now look at Ramaswamy. Wait, what happened?
I was opening the door and
almost hit his head.
got this far from the end of his snot. He wouldn't have liked that.
Oh, well, I don't think he cares.
Well, if you knock him on the snot with the door, I think he would care.
Well, yeah, about that. Yeah, maybe that, but being nudged around by the doors, oh my god. I've never seen not give a shit.
Alive?
I know, that's what I mean. Look at that.
I wonder about Maggers lots of times. She doesn't have very much longer left. Poor girl.
Yeah, she is kind of an older kitty.
We're gonna see, but this also gets to what else the memo mentions. But I'll get to that in a bit. I want to show you here what Trump just put out. This is yesterday.
Definitely quite vigorous, especially when it comes to chewing the end.
Yesterday. About Ron DeSanctimonious. So
Ron
here's a quick video from Trump.
Ron DeSanctimonious drew almost no crowd at the Iowa State Fair on Saturday. Neither did any other candidate with the exception of your favorite president, me.
With the exception of your favorite president, me. Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ. He's a cretin and a shitbag, but, dude, I mean, he never ceases to at least be a little funny.
And they drew it. Thousands and thousands of people attended, breaking all state fair records. That's from the very beginning. But I want to thank you.
Honestly, this is kind of the rare time where... Okay, never mind. Like, I mean, it was kind of a rare moment where, it kind of looked like he didn't look all stressed out, like, disheveled looking. It's like the rare time where he kind of looks a little happy, which I don't want him to, but it's like... just him being all like, oh, everyone turned out me. It's like that just goofball, weird-ass energy. It's just like, it almost makes me be like, oh... But it's like, oh wait, it's still Cheeto fuck.
Incredible day. We will be back soon.
Your favorite candidate.
Me.
Trump is so... I can't help it. He's funny.
Have you seen him without the orange cake makeup? He looks bad. Oh my god. I hope the mugshots that we get of him don't have that orange Cheeto pancake makeup. I hope the fuck it doesn't. Dude, if it isn't... the memes would be endless. It would be endless. Like, it's already good enough we're gonna get those shots, but now that we're like, you kind of put that in my thought, I really hope, dude. Of course they're gonna try to dress them up as much as they can for it, like some photo op, but I mean, I just kind of hope, he's rushed too much and it just looks horrible or is botched or something, or he just doesn't have it or something. I mean, oh my god. I want it. It'd be beautiful. Glorious.
Funny. He's a terrible person. He's a criminal. He will hopefully be in prison in the next couple of years. But he's hilarious. Now, there is some truth to what he is saying here. Trump really upstaged DeSantis at the Iowa State Fair. So this is just a beautiful political move that he pulled off. Trump's Iowa State Fair spectacle clouds DeSantis as former president is joined by Florida officials. Trump.
So he met with like Florida politicians and and other like government folks and stuff. Like that's another blow. Oof. Yeah. That's like rubbing it into DeSantis right there. Like being like, I'm meeting with people that you're supposed to support you from your state. Fuck you. Like damn. I mean that honestly is fucking saying something. I mean, not only is that kind of like a little bit of a flex, but it's also like rubbing it in too. Like that, I mean, we're kind of seeing some of the OG like smug, like Dawn energy, from him again, despite the fact that he's gonna be fucked and he knows it. I mean, when it comes to the whole campaign and shit, I mean, he still's got that spunk a little bit, which I'm okay with. I mean, I want the Republican debates to be ridiculous. I know he's not going to be a part of it, but he's going to be at least certainly an influence on it for sure. Despite that, so it's just like. I mean, it will be very interesting to see what happens with all those debates. Isn't one of them about to happen here pretty soon anyway? Like, if I remember, I think I saw some, it's like, with one primary debate, like, isn't one of them going to happen in, like, about a month or a couple, like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that?
Up at this Iowa State Fair, which is this big deal, all the Republican candidates show up to try and, win over voters. Trump showed up with Florida politicians. DeSantis' own state. I mean, there is no
better law mandating debate participation. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, in a way, Trump doesn't really have a reason to. I mean, he's so ahead in the polls, like, it's not even, a question, basically, that he doesn't really have a reason to. Like, he doesn't have to, necessarily. I do agree with you, though. I mean, it should be mandated. I think it should be mandated if you're running for president, you have at least, like, 2% popularity nationally on average, then yeah, you should be required to go, to those debates. At least people on the lower end of things will obviously like it more, but people like Trump who have like a slam dunk or just simply don't want to partake in debates or for whatever fucking reason, at that point they don't got an excuse. I mean, because even if it is like basically just like endlessly, just slam dunk, like you're just so far ahead of polls. I mean, you really want to fuck around and find out, do you, right now, huh, little bitch? His numbers are finally dropping. Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure they are, and frankly, I will argue that I think being in debates, at least for now, doesn't seem like it would be a bad idea, but I still think it would backfire on him because because the more the others argue their points on national TV, the more likely people are going to support them, and because the Don himself ain't up there making this point, right? Like, so it's going to be more likely that they're going to be able to regain popularity or take, at least to a certain extent, some of his support. And if his numbers are already starting to slowly but surely kind of drop a little bit, actually, I think, let's go back a little bit. I think here let's see. Well, at least with this one, I mean, it seems like it's still fairly consistent, but it does kind of go. I mean, it seems like it's kind of steady, but it kind of goes pop, 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 pop. It kind of goes up and down a little bit, like every so forth a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is probably, I mean, it is just kind of one conglomerate overall, but I imagine that a lot of these, it's just probably just, a conglomerate of all the polls, including the one that you were probably, were seeing. Which is kind of why it's starting to kind of go kind of back and forth and stuff. That's starting to form cracks. Yeah. Which I think, let's see here. August, yeah, I mean, there was like a slight bump initially, I think, when that happened, but yeah, like ever since then though, it's starting to kind of go bop bop bop. Like it basically kind of looks like a little like kind of a crack is forming. I mean, you are kind of right. It even kind of shows it there a little bit. I mean, so there certainly is, like a shift, that will eventually happen. And unless Trump's up there making his case or some shit, I think that's going to continue to happen. And I think that, honestly, I feel like Trump's going to skip the first debate, maybe the second one, but he's going to show up for at least the last couple of them. He's going to, like, that's kind of what I think. He's going to skip maybe the first two, and then he's going to go to the rest of them. Because he's going to get pressure because some of those numbers are going to go down, and that's going to be more consistent, and he doesn't want that, obviously. He wants to maintain that, number gain and his ego with that, so he wants to continue to have that appeal. So at a certain point, that's what I think. At a certain point, he's going to go in there. Just not right away. It was kind of like, that one random debate he decided to sit out because, Megyn Kelly was mean to me once, and, she was a moderator. It's like, it could be seen at least for a moment as, like, strong, but even though it's obviously kind of cowardly, but, like, and I feel like he's going to make that case. Like, because if he goes in there late, like in the second or third debate, they're going to bring that up. And arguably, he could at least defend himself, being like, I'm so far up ahead that it didn't even matter, or whatever the hell. And the reason why I am now is because I just want to ensure that he continues the game because you all have been lying, all been fabricating. He can make a point. So it's like, arguably, I feel like he's just kind of gonna see how the first debate plays out. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna sit that one out, and he may or may not go jump in after that. Depending on how that turns out. I mean, I think he's going to see how the waters play out first. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. I mean, because he's more focused dealing with all this other indictment bullshit. So he doesn't want to be too distracted. So he kind of wants to at least see how that goes. And if he feels like he needs to step in, then he will. And I think at a certain point, there will be a variable, whether debates or polling numbers or whatever the fuck, something's going to be a variable where he's going to step in. Just not right away. I just feel like, it's a hunch. I mean, I might be wrong, but I feel like that's a very plausible scenario. I feel like that's very likely is what's going to happen. He'll step in at some point in like the second or third debate, possibly. I don't know how many the Republicans are supposed to have. I think it's like don't they all like have 4, or is it like 6? Or I think they could have as many as they want technically, right? I mean, I don't know how many the Republicans are going to have, but I mean, I'm assuming they're going to at least have 4, or at least 3 or something. So either way, we'll see. But I feel like my hunch is probably going to be correct, but we'll just see.
I mean, there is no better way to upstage your competitor, DeSantis still in second place, than
a little too far back.
He's worrying his donors, how they want to see a different strategy, how DeSantis has had to cut down his campaign staff by, I think it was the 3rd. So he's making all these moves as he's losing support.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't. I was at a Waffle House over, heard an old boomer and saying, I'm voting for Trump just because it's obvious establishment wants him gone. So just because he has this veneer of being anti-establishment still, like, it's, oh my god, wow, what a fucking dumbass.
Even seeing people that helped to launch his campaign now look elsewhere. Elon Musk. Remember, DeSantis launched his campaign on Twitter with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is now looking at Vivek Ramaswamy as his candidate.
Oh yeah, he seems promising. Which I kind of called it with the whole idea of Ramaswamy kind of having a surge. A lot of it's just, taking DeSantis support. And I think that kind of validates that.
A promising candidate. Poor Ron. I almost feel bad for him. I don't, but I almost...
Yeah, I don't, and I don't even feel close to almost feeling bad. This is great. I mean, he's a Nazi piece of shit. Like, I mean, he could go fuck himself up a cactus, as far as I care. He could literally grind his dick up a cactus and, get fucked to death for all I care, and in fact, I probably still wouldn't be satisfied with that.
Because it is just a complete pylon. It could not have gone worse for him. I mean, I guess it could have if he wasn't in second place, but it's still not a close second place.
I mean, he could shit his britches live on a debate stage.
only...
Honestly, that would be hilarious. Like, if he gets fucked on so hard by all the other opponents on the debate stage that he shits his britches. Oh my god, that would actually be fucking great, dude.
Since he had officially announced his run. You can't get worse than that.
Then he'll just be known as Shitty Pudding Figures.
Somebody who had so much promise before he announced. Now, let's get to this memo. The DeSantis debate memo urges him to hammer Ramaswamy and defend Trump.
Which it seems like a lot of the reason why is because, well, Ramaswamy's taking his support. Right. Like, whatever support DeSantis had, is being taken away, mostly by Trump, but Ramaswamy is taking a pretty decent amount of it, for what's left that he has. So that's why. Like, those two are going to probably have it out for a little bit in the debate stage. I mean, at least to a certain extent. I know Ramaswamy's going to know about this. He's going to catch with this shit, and he's going to be like, oh, great, good, awesome. This will help boost my support because I'll use this against him. So, DeSantis is just fucked. I mean, he might legit shit his britches, be like, oh no, I can't win this, oh god.
Again, third place. He's supposed to hammer him and defend Trump, who is probably the person you should be criticizing here, considering he's in first place. There's no trophy for second place when it comes to a primary for president.
And there's two of them
here. This strategy makes no sense unless, of course, his donors, DeSantis donors, have no interest in DeSantis winning and are really just supporting him in a way to try and support Trump. And maybe, at the most, maybe try and get DeSantis into like a VP position. But with how much Trump has attacked DeSantis, would it make political sense to pick DeSantis as your VP? I don't think so.
That ain't happening.
So, more from this memo. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis should act as former President Trump's defender if, quote, Governor Chris Christie attacks him during next week's Republican presidential primary debate.
Because they know that Christie is out with vengeance when it comes to Trump. And, it's partly why I at least have a soft spot for him to an extent, because that motherfucker will be a bulldog, against Trump and his shit. And I feel like, he actually might be, more of a role of maybe Trump maybe going in there or not. Hypothetically. I mean, because of how much he's going to be, attacking Trump specifically over, shit that, arguably would be rightfully, arguably, good to hit on. That might boost his support. Honestly, another little random prediction is I feel like Christie might have, a little surge himself. I mean, mostly just because, he's going to appear as, the more, balanced one to, a lot more moderate type of, Republican-leaning, voters and shit. Yeah, at least in comparison to others, while especially being aggressive and blunt, and, telling it how it is a little bit, so... I don't know. I don't think he is going to go anywhere, but I do feel like he will get a little surge and kind of get a little bit of 15 minutes of fame there for a minute. But, it's just one of those things. We'll have to see.
Into a memo from DeSantis.
I mean, he had it in 2016. He had this little bit of 15 minutes of fame where he said fuck it and decided to go gloves off there, on that, third debate or fourth one that happens. When he realized that he just wasn't going to win anything. He decided to go gloves off. So it's I mean... He's got that energy, he's got the spunk, and when that happened, he actually did have, one little boop, right before, he dropped out, but obviously not enough for him to, maintain, the candidacy and shit. And plus, there was just a deal that was worked out with Trump anyway, then he got backstabbed, and now he has his vendetta. And now I feel like, this time, because it's more personal, he ain't got nothing to lose, he ain't gonna get fucked. I mean, I don't think even with, tiny ass little, 2% support or something, he's gonna drop out. I think he's in it for a long haul to, fuck on Trump on this one.
Quote, Trump isn't here, so let's just leave him alone, end quote, said the memo as an example of a response to Christie. It was posted to the website of Axiom Strategies, which works for the DeSantis-aligned Never Back Down Super PAC. The New York Times first reported on the existence of the memo and trove of documents on Axiom Strategies' website. The memo has since been removed from the Axiom website. So I'm going to get some more here on why this leaked the way it did. But first, more from this memo. So it lists these 4 overarching goals for the debate next week. attack Biden and the media.
Oh, fuck, it's next week? Oh, shit. So, oh boy.
Hammer Ramaswamy with...
Dude, yeah, we're definitely going to have to check that out if we can. I don't know if we'll be able to, like, watch it live, obviously, but maybe we can at least see if we can find highlights or at least, you know, something. You know, I'm sure we can find a way. But I know how stupidly litigious they are with it, because, you know, there's been a few times where at least some channels had, you know, watch overreact to it, you know, would literally, like, you know, strike him down and stuff. Mom says so. Well, I say hello. I was sitting next to you, reacting to my analyses.
Vec suggested as a nickname. This is
fake Vig Vec.
This would come off as so phony from Ron, because it clearly just a line ripped straight from the Trump playbook.
Fake Vivek.
Even though it may, I mean,
it doesn't even go good at all.
I think pretty much all these candidates are incredibly fake. That said, this is just Trump's. This is what Trump would do. So it is just bizarre to see the DeSantis allies basically say, yeah, just campaign like Trump, just completely rip off Trump's attack lines and use it on Vivek Ramaswamy. DeSantis should also share his own
done. Dude, he is just fucking cooked, bro.
Which, what the hell would that be? DeSantis' entire campaign has been just attacking marginalized communities. So I'm not really sure what positive vision he has. His state is, even apart from the endless attacks on the LGBTQ community, on other marginalized communities, his state in terms of like the cost of housing has just exploded. As a governor,
the least affordable place to live. That is fucking saying something, especially when you got places like LA and, like, you know, with California and the West Coast. Like that legit, or in New York too. Like that is saying something.
That, you know,
damn.
The powers that you have to try and impact people's lives and help people's lives, to not be able to handle any of that stuff, and it's only gotten worse in your state. Florida, one of the worst states for the cost of housing since DeSantis took over. I don't know what kind of positive...
It really just shows how much Florida's a shithole. I mean, Jesus Christ. And DeSantis is like a really major architect and making it way, way worse. I mean, my lord, dude.
It's supposed to spin here. Not to mention the video
I mean, I imagine this is also going to be brought up by, like, some of his Republican opponents, too. You know, and even by Trump if he potentially goes in, you know, one of the debates later on. Because, I mean, this bitch right here is going to be cooked on all sorts of shit.
I think it was earlier this week or last week, where his, you know, his wife has gone through cancer treatment. And you would think, for most people to go through an experience like that, you may have maybe some more empathy for those who cannot afford healthcare. But of course, no. DeSantis is one of the worst governors in terms of healthcare, so that has not impacted him.
I mean, like a bunch of, like, thousands of senior citizens literally died on his watch, like during COVID and shit. Like, I mean, the guy is literally a piece of shit. I mean, I think the rest of this is just basically going into, like, a lot of his record and stuff. But it's, you know, like, I mean, it really just shows that, I mean, at this point, his goose is utterly just cooked. He's done. Which is good. I mean, you know, honestly, like, at the end of the day, you know, for, you know, like, the, like, coin flip as it stands right now with Trump, like, you know, who knows, you know, what could possibly happen from now till the election day. So it could be a possibility that, you know, he really isn't going to make it. Maybe, but I really highly doubt it. I feel like a lot of the ramifications, you know, of what would happen, you know, or, you know, like, leading up to it, you know, with especially his supporters are gonna just make the, you know, nationally the rest of the country just be very fucking turned off from it. You know, like, I mean, because most of the country already is. And yeah, if you're saying you want to show me kitten, show me kitty. Show me kitty before I go to work. Oh my god, you goofball, you got your ear flipped over. So cute. You goof. You silly thing. My goodness. Goodness gracious, what a silly. See the kids. Show me kitty. Oh my goodness, kitty. Oh my goodness, look at that kitty. Look at that cute little kitty. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is an adorable kitty. Look at that cute little kitty. Just being a sweet little thing. Oh, just so adorable. As a kitty could be. Oh, these fucking flies, bro. Piss me off. Aye, fuck you flies. You won't stay still long enough for a good shot. He's still an adorable little kitty, though. He's just all energetic and he's all excited and he wants to play. This thing gonna work today. Yep. Loading up my last bowl and gonna head off and all that fun stuff here in a minute. Cause oh boy, that's gonna be so exciting. It's a Friday too, so I'm not really excited for that because it's gonna probably be a busy day. Ugh. Stay watching the stream. Well, I have to go to work. If we stream it long enough, by the time I'm on my break, then I'll pop in, but there's a strong unlikelihood of that, you know, being possible, because I don't know if you're going to be streaming that long. So, Damn. Really, dog? Wow, silly little mutt. Anyway, let's call it good for the rest of the afternoon, so peace out, and of course, be back around for the next one. Off to work.